Jai Gurudev, Namaste, good evening to all of you. Please sit straight and gently close your eyes. We'll start our session with prayer. Long deep breath in, exhale deeply. We'll recite Om 3 times and then we'll recite our usual prayer. Breathe in for Om. Om. Om Sahana Vavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karvavai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Contemplate upon the meaning of this prayer. Once again, take one deep, long breath in, and while exhaling, slowly open your eyes. Namaste. So friends, yesterday we were discussing about the classification of asanas, and we have observed that how these cultural poses, they are preparing us for the meditative posture wherein we can sit without any hurdle, and that ultimately we can merge with the infinite and effortlessness also comes. So that is what yesterday we have discussed. Today we are going to discuss about the pranayam. Maharishi Patanjali has given these sutras which can be seen on this slide. But today we are going to discuss a little bit different about the pranayama, and I think that thereafter we are coming to these sutras, because it is not so easy to understand these sutras given by Patanjali. So a little bit about the other aspect of pranayama that we have to discuss, and then we'll come back to these sutras. So first of all, we have to understand the significance of breath and what is this breath, wherein we are going to tackle this breath in pranayama, and the relationship of this breathing with our body-mind functions. Regulation of breath. This is a very, very important, and today we are focusing on the Hatha Yogic part because that is the most important. Thereafter, we'll discuss about Patanjali's concept of pranayama. If we go through the scripture, we can find that what is breath, pran. So whatever the activities, whatever the forces or the powers, everything, even the pran also spring from the fountains of the common source that is said to be the Atman, our conscious phenomena. Prana is said to be some total of all latent forces, all powers, and which are hidden within us and else everywhere around us. Heat, light, electricity, magnetism are the manifestation of this pranic energy. All physical forces, all mental forces come under the category of this pranic energy. Whatever moves or works or has life is an expression of that or the expression or manifestation of that pranic energy only. Actually, prana that we are going to discuss in detail, prana, according to Patanjali, is only breath. He has kept it only psychophysiological level. And he says that if we understand this prana as breath, then the ayam, prana ayam, these are the two words. Ayam means, if we understand it as breath only, then pause in the movement of breathing. So this is called pranayam according to Patanjali. We are going to discuss in detail afterward. If we talk in terms of Hatha Yoga, Hatha tradition, so it is a subtle psychic energy or life force or the cosmic energy. And when we call it as a cosmic energy, then the meaning of the term ayam will be to control or to tackle this prana. This is what. In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, these sutras, emphasis is given to silence the activity of the chitta. So that can be done by silencing the activity of our breathing. This is what. So expansion of what you call the breathing is said to be pranayam according to Patanjali. When we talk in terms of Hatha Yoga, we have to tackle that energy that we are going to discuss now hereafter. Now let us take one example that we are breathing through the two nostrils, left nostril and right nostril. Both the nostrils, they are not working together all the time. Friction of second, when there is a change, every 1 hour, this course changes automatically. So when left, your timer is set for 1 hour. Left to right, when this course changes from left to right or right to left, during that friction of second, both the nostrils, they are working together. Here, the most important is that we are not paying any attention, even though we forget this breathing is a life phenomena. Our life starts with first breathing, ends with the last breathing. Here we have to understand when a left nostril works, when left nostril is dominant, during that time our right hemisphere works, and when right nostril is dominant, left hemisphere works. So this is, whenever left nostril works, it means right. So all the anabolic function in our body, they become activated. Whenever right nostril works, left hemisphere activated. During that time, all catabolic functions are activated during that time. This is the most important. Here, in Hatha Yogic literature, it is said that the pranic energy, which is concealed in this body, that is in the lower part, that is called the perineum part, or below the Mooladhara chakra, that energy is concealed. So long this energy is concealed here in the lower part, sometime our right nostril works, sometime our left nostril works. The purpose of Hatha Yoga is Ha and Tha. Ha stands for the right nostril, Tha stands for the left nostril. So the purpose is to develop a balance in both the nostrils. And that balance can be developed only when this concealed energy, which is also called as Kundalini Shakti, that enters into Sushumna Nadi. There's a long story behind it, because below that, there's a Kand, bulbous root Kand, from which all nadis are originated. There are some of them, they say that this is 72,000 nadis, some of them 350,000 nadis. Different opinions are available in the scripture. So the purpose, so long it is revolving in the perineum part, that day I wanted to discuss with you that why this Padmasana and Siddhasana are very, very important, why they are considered to be the, what you call, the very important asanas in Hatha Yoga. Because it is said to be that Padmasanam moksha kapat bheda janakam, means the Padmasana opens the door of liberation. That is what, why it is, this is the purpose, the energy which is revolving. When we sit by folding our legs and there's no downward flow, energy becomes upward. So the circle, the energy which is flowing here, the speed of this circular form energy, the speed increases. As the speed increases, it gives us a tranquilizing effect. Although we are with the yogic practices, we used to tackle this energy and direct this energy into Sushumna Nadi. And in Sushumna Nadi, all these chakras, what you call Muladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipur, all chakras are situated in Sushumna Nadi. So when we, with the help of these bandhas and mudras and other practices, when we course this prana into that energy, enters into Sushumna Nadi, then we precess all chakras, granthis, and it reaches to the Sahasrara. That is what is the concept of Mahalaya. The Shakti merges with the Shiva, which is in the Sahasrara. It is a kind of long story, but when we practice it, little bit we can understand. So now, this is the purpose. Why in Padmasana and Siddhasana, it is easy to tackle that energy. Even though if you go through the scripture, I have written one article on Kanda. What is this Kanda? What kind of the shape of the Kanda? And this is a egg-shaped bulbous root from which all nadis are originated. There is a Kanda Pidanasana, and it can be done only in Padmasana or the Siddhasana. Only to tackle that, it is a kind of rubber ball. Some of the commentators they have said it is a kind of rubber ball. Some of them they say that it is the roots of a banana tree. Some of them it is egg-shaped bulbous root kind of. So many things are there, but what we have to understand here is that whenever, so long we are not tackling this energy, sometime our catabolic functions of the body, sometime the anabolic functions. Right nostril when is dominant, then our catabolic functions are going on. When left nostril dominant, then right hemisphere becomes active. So our anabolic functions are going on in the body. This is the most important part. We do not pay attention our breathing. Sometimes we emotionally get disturbed, and that affects our breathing. This, actually speaking, this breathing is a bridge between the cosmic energy, the outer cosmic energy, and this concealed energy. So this energy is being recharged by this breathing only. So if we want to, sometimes emotionally we become disturbed. So what happens? We develop a habit of shallow breathing, and we become, it becomes the cause of our various problems. So because we do not pay any attention, so long there's no problem in the breathing, we do not pay any attention. Sometime whenever there's a problem, then only we pay attention to this breathing. But if we keep this in mind, that whenever we feel agitated or emotionally imbalanced, immediately we focus on our breathing, it helps us a lot. So here, only thing is that we have to understand that both the nostrils, they work together only when this concealed energy, cosmic energy, which is concealed in this body, and so long this energy is present in the body, we are alive. That is what Javat Vayu in Hatapradipika beautifully it is said. Javat Vayu sthito dehe. So long this prana is present in the body, we are alive. Sometimes, with the practice, sometimes you can stop the breathing, or breathing stops automatically. As in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, we are going to discuss about stambha vritti, automatic stoppage. And when there is an automatic stoppage, person can stay for 2-3 days or 4 days or even a week, together. in the same condition. So it is a stambha vritti. That is what we are going to discuss. But what I wanted to tell is that this, so long it is not tackled, it is not directed into Sushumna Nadi, both the nostrils, they are not working. And the purpose of Hatha Yoga is to enter the prana into Sushumna Nadi so that the both the nostrils can work together. This is the purpose actually. This is the significance of this. Now, if we move a little further, it is what you call very well established. Our yogis, they have established that they have said that the every person, everyone, every individual breathes 21,600 times. It is at the rate of 15 respiration per minute, and that takes 4 seconds for one respiration. It is calculated. So every breath, it is measures 12 fingers. If a normal person breathes like this, if the person is agitated, this number can increase. If the person is calm and quiet, he can decrease this number, and longevity can be increased. Here I have given only this tortoise, because he breathes very slowly, and therefore he lives longer. So here, therefore, it is said, faster the respiration, shorter the lifespan, slower the respiration, longer the lifespan. So this is what. So it is as in we have discussed also in Patanjali Yoga Sutra that whenever there is a maturity of our karmas, then jati ayur bhoga, ayu, fixed span of life we have brought along with our birth, fixed lifespan. So this lifespan, if we follow the proper way of life, it can be extended, it can be longevity can be increased. But if we don't follow, then whatever the lifespan we have brought, it will. So only on the basis of the free breathing. So 21,600 times. So this is what. Therefore, if we remain happy, shant, and calm and quiet, then this number can be decreased. And if number is decreased, longevity is increased. This is the. It is this reference is available in Shiv Sarvodaya. I was also one of the editors while editing this Shiv Sarvodaya text. Beautifully, this Shiv Sarvodaya again says that, as I said, that 12 normal person's breath goes out 12 inches. Ongul, we used to call it ongul. If you reduce 1, it strengthens the nervous system. If you reduce 2, attain the supreme happiness. And if it is reduced to 3 matra, then it gives poetic ability. Likewise, it is ancient yogis, they have realized this importance of breathing and have developed a technique. This is known as pranayama, which has 3 phases: puraka, kumbhaka, and rechaka. Puraka. The difference between yogic breathing and normal breathing. In normal breathing, we do not pay any attention. It becomes yogic breathing only when we add our awareness to our breathing. So when we add awareness to inhalation, it becomes puraka. When we retain it with awareness, it becomes kumbhaka. When we exhale with awareness, it becomes rechaka. So these are the technical terms: purak, rechak, and kumbhaka. Now, what kind of activities should be taken up if we want to be successful? What kind of activities to be taken up during the dominance of? So if we keep ourselves under observation, so when Ida Nadi, all peaceful pursuits, whenever Ida Nadi, you have seen, when Ida Nadi is active, means dominate, left nostril, your right hemisphere, that intuitive part, other religious things, that. So what kind of activity should be taken up? All peaceful pursuits should be taken up. Religious ceremonies, practice of yoga, wearing of jewels, new clothes, offering of gifts in charity, or in entering into the ashrama, if we have to enter into the some holy place, then we should observe that our left nostril should be dominant. Building of a house, this is also important. Meeting a friend, this is drinking of water. Now here you can understand, while eating we are not drinking the water while eating, because when we have to eat food, when our right nostril, in Shiva Samhita beautifully it is said, Anile ark praveshe cha bhoktavyam. When air is flowing to the right nostril, dominance of the right nostril, then only we should go for eating. That is the true hunger, you know. And if we eat accordingly, there will be no problem related to the digestion. That is what. But in between, water should not be taken. Therefore, after 1 hour, automatically this course will change, right to the left. And when the left nostril dominates, during that time we should drink water. And practically we can do it, we can understand it. Whenever after 1 hour when we breathe, the taste of the water can be experienced differently, you know. So all the music kind of practice of music, then the right nostril should be dominant. Riding, physical exercise, extending the suppose we have to ride, go for the hiking. So during that time we must understand that our right nostril should be. Boarding a ship or boat should be right nostril. And to your surprise, they have given us the method. In the olden days, you might have seen the yoga danda, you know, people were keeping some yoga danda made of this wood, you know, on the armpit. And because if you press, if nowadays, if you press this, if you make this fist, you know, and if you put in the opposite side, suppose I have put it in the left side, so right will be dominant. At this moment, my right is, because I am talking, so right is, energy is being wasted, so right is dominant. Enjoy of sense objects, shooting, bathing, and taking food, this should be. And during this Sushumna, when friction of second, I said, both the nostrils, they start working together during that time. If that time is caught, you can see your meditation can happen during that. And if you have to give some good blessings to someone, that is the best time to give the blessings also. It is also available, this kind of information is also available in what you call the Shiv Sarodaya. Now the relationship breathing with our body and mind functions. As I said, there's the left and the right. Left, whenever your left nostril works, your right, here you can see emotions, intuitions, spirituality, interpersonal skills, art, music, belief, big something, logic, mathematics problem, you know, it's all. Whenever our left hemisphere is active, we have to do such type of activities. And whenever right hemisphere, then we have to, what you call this, all emotions, intuitions, all this is to be taken care of. And the sympathetic and nervous system, the same is here. But the most important is, yoga emphasizes that at least whenever you are doing this practice, so there should not be any fatigue. This is the reason why after every practice, whatever you do, your breathing should become normal immediately. Then only you go for the other practice. That is what means parasympathetic nervous system becomes active. So this is the most important. So this is to be. And here, because it is very much clear, see, all this rest, digest, on the relax, and growth and development are during this, what you call, when you break the paddle. This is what is the parasympathetic. And sympathetic is, it is a means accelerator, you know, it's accelerator. It is a fight and flight response only here. Protection and survival. This, the instinct is very much active during stress response only. Adrenal gland, whenever there's a fear, any kind of. So this is the sympathetic because of the sympathetic nervous system. And here beautifully they have a accelerator. This is the accelerator and this is the brake. So at least we must understand how to brake and how to accelerate. So all this, this is. Now coming to the Hatha Yogic part, which is very, very important. According to them, Pran is a cosmic energy or psychic energy, primal cosmic energy, which pervades everywhere, in and out. How it works in the body, it is to be understood. So we'll come back to this slide. So let us take little example. The prana, here you can see the prana. Prana, the place of this prana is said to be from nose to the chest. Nose to the chest. So whatever you take in, because unless we understand this, the practice of pranayama will not be perfect. It will be futile. Therefore, there's a need to understand all these things, because yoga has its own anatomy, its own physiology. So that physiology and anatomy must be understood, then only our practice become fruitful. So prana here, from nose to the chest, whatever you take in, whether it is a food or whatever, sensory input even cannot be taken in without the help of this. So energy is one, but when it works at different places in the body, different names are given. So here is the pran. This in the throat there is a udan. The whole body, it is what you call, it is for circulation. This is called Byan. I will give one example, it will be easy to understand. Saman, the assimilates the food, whatever the food, it is remain in the navel region. And Apan, whatever you throw out from the body in the form of stool, urine or whatever, it is only because of the help of this Apan. Now here we have to understand, let us take one example. When we are eating food, after eating we swallow this food goes to the through the esophagus to the navel region. Now there in this saman pran, which assimilate this food, and it three juices out of that food, three juices are excreted from this. So the first juice is said to be the what you call the essence of the food, which nourishes our subtle body. Middle part nourishes our physical body. Rest part is the waste material which goes out from the body. So now here this saman pran, here's the product factory is here. So the juices are produced here. Now they are to be circulated to each and every cell of the body. So Dhyan Pran helps us in circulating that. And whatever the rest part which is to be thrown out from the body, Apan Pran helps us to throw it out. Now Udan Pran, which is however higher activity. At this moment I'm talking. So there's a sequential relationship from one thought to the other thought. So that higher activities are controlled by. And in Prashna Upanishad, there is a Prashna Upanishad, there are only questions. And the questions are answered. Wherein it is mentioned, if you go through it, this Udan Pran is responsible to detach us from this body at the time of so-called death. So this Pran is responsible. Now, not only this, there are other 5 Up-Pranas. Nag Pran, belching, Dakar aati hai hum logon. So this Dakar should not be suppressed. Otherwise, this air will go to the rectum part and creates gases problem. And if you come to me, I will suggest you only Pavan Muktasana. Otherwise, these gases cannot be released. So therefore, this Nag Pran, Kurum Pran, you are blinking of your eyes. You cannot blink your eyes without the help of this Kurum Pran. Krikal Pran, hunger and thirst. Because it is, Pran is said to be what you call the Rajasic, Body is tamasic, and this tamasic body is tamas is static. It gives movement, this Rajas Pran gives movement to this body. And therefore Pran is said to be, so sometimes because of the restless of the Prana, there is a problem, and that is the reason why this hunger and thirst. Otherwise, as we used to do in Patanjali Yoga Sutra, today or day before yesterday, Gurudev said the Kant Koop. Kant Koop, if we Shud pipasa navritti. That's if we do sanjama on the kant pupa, there is a bhuk and pyas. Shudha pipasa navritti. There will be no hunger and thirst. So it is only pranic energy remains restless, and therefore there is a hunger and thirst. If pranic energy is working smoothly, there's no problem. So then there's no you can go above from this. So this is what is the concept behind that. Krikal pran creates this hunger and thirst. Devadat yawning, sneezing, and this is only, and this Dhananjay pran, body swells. Whenever there's a injury, that particular part swells, because this Dhananjay pran prepares the what you call the battlefield, wherein your red cells and white cells, they can fight. It creates the what you call the space, and therefore there is a swelling. The person drawn in a water, uh, after some time, after a few hours, automatically the person comes to the surface in a prone position. That can be seen. It is only because, so after death also, this, because it is this Dhananjay pran is responsible for decomposing the body, and therefore that is called. So this is the pranic, what you call the activities. Little we'll go back. Since breathing, now here we have to little bit. Breathing is the manifestation of this energy, this cosmic energy, what we call the pranic energy. It is responsible for each and every moment. That is what we have. And even though all sensations, only because of this. So if we pay little attention, so by controlling the movement of this breathing, one can develop harmony between physiological functions with psychological functions by influencing and improving the functions of our lungs and heart, and thereby the harmony between individual existence with the cosmic existence. This is what is to be understood properly, because our physiological functions and psychological functions, if they are functioning together with harmony, there's no problem at all. And whenever there's, so that is what is samapatti, samapan ho jana, anant samapatti. That is what is there. So there's no difference at all. Thus, the expansion of individualized pranic energy into the cosmic energy is pranayam, actually. So this is what is the latest story. Today I will stop here and will continue this tomorrow, because there are many associated concepts. Then we have to come to the technique, proper technique, so that our practice can be fruitful. So although we all are practicing, but if we have this all base with us, then it may be more fruitful. So please close your eyes, sit erect. Take one deep, long breath in. Exhale deeply. Now let us breathe for prayer. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah. Sarve Santu Niramaya. Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu. Ma Kaschid Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Once again, take one deep, long breath in, and while exhaling, slowly open your eyes.